Yeah, I think we're on, Rip. Then we're sitting there busy watching AEW.
Is this thing on?
Yeah, we're on.
Yeah, we're 12. Yeah, does it come on at 12?
I mean, I have to hit the button.
Okay, then we're on then.
Yeah, that's what I told you 3 times. It says nobody's here. Can anybody hear us? I got our old mic set up back.
I got to make sure I talk loud.
Yeah, and keep looking at the camera. You've been so good when I'm not here. You talk right to the camera, right to the computer. Every time I come here, you don't.
Oh, okay.
Somebody tell us you can hear, because somebody tell us if you can hear us before we keep rambling on. All right, 70QQ said audio and video is good.
Okay, we'll just leave it at that.
What's that?
The main thing is,
about the Outrunners we just saw, right?
Well, the Outrunners are on fire now. They're the biggest draw in AVW or in AEW. If they're not in there, I'll watch Nick Wayne and his mother and the Outrunners, and that's it.
I just showed Rip Wednesday night. If you guys watched Wednesday night Dynamite, the Outrunners were over. Should have won the titles. Almost. They were this. Close.
I think if
is
they
it this close or this far away? Which one is it?
I think if they would have just spun a couple times, they'd have got them.
We're definitely going to have to call Turbo and Floyd when we get done with this show today to ask them where the hell the spins at, Rip? Why are they not spinning anymore?
Oh, you know, who knows?
They were doing so good when they were spinning.
Well,
they were losing every match.
Oh, well,
when they were spinning.
Maybe they said, well, maybe we showboat too much and we're not going to spin anymore. And then again, I said, well, I ain't going to watch anymore unless you spin. That's why I like you. You spin. They spin to win. They got to spin to win. They has to spin to win.
I'm here for now, mixing up my hydration drink. If I got to go faint or something, I'll run out and go lay down for a minute.
That's right. You got to be hydrated.
Then I'll come back whenever the comeback is good. What's been going on, Rip?
Oh, just waiting for Dad like everybody else, you know.
Oh, that's wonderful.
We all got our little things in life. As we're all in the bottom of the ninth of our life. And
while we're waiting for death, you might as well just put this. I got this link. It should be at the very top. If you don't see it, I posted it on Von Lila's Facebook today. You can go there. I got some medical bills and some stuff coming up. So if you got anything you can help, either do the super chat here, go to that link there, or if you want to bypass any kind of fees at all, so Rip gets all the cashola.
Holy shit! You
could send it right here. Would be even better.
I'd probably have to go to another country. I'd have so much money.
You'd be much better here. You don't have to worry about any of those other places taking their cuts. So there would be all to Rip.
Lot of cuts going in.
A lot of cuts, baby. Hey, did you see? Speaking of the Outrunners, Rip, did you see? 1988.
Oh yeah, with Tony Schiavone.
Back in 88.
Yeah, then they did one too with the AWA guy. I can't remember if it was Mick Karsh or whoever it was. For I don't know how many years ago in the AWA they had one of them up too. But that is awesome. And
don't forget, Rip yelled at me right before we went on the air.
There it is. That's what I see
on here. But Barry Horowitz join us 12:30 sharp.
Yeah,
12:30 sharp.
See, I was scaring all the regulars guys. Oh, they must have made a mistake, so we're not going to tune into 12:30. So instead of opening up with thousands and thousands of fans like we're doing right now, they'd say, "Oh no, we ain't turning on to 12:30."
It said 12 o'clock.
No, that one just said 12:30.
That one said Barry Horowitz 12:30.
Yeah,
all the other ones that I posted on Facebook and Twitter said 12 o'clock.
Well, I know the show that, but when I read it, I said, "Oh." If I was a fan looking at it, I said, "Oh, Barry Horowitz is on Wrestle with Rip Rogers, 12:30."
Well, we got our people here. So
okay, both of them.
We
got both of them.
They apparently understood.
Okay,
you're the only one that didn't get it, I guess. So.
Well, I'm not a lifer teacher like you. It was too hard for me. I couldn't do it.
You see, I'm being an asshole, so I'm going to go right to this since I'm being an ass right here.
You mentioned Dale Lewis.
Not that one. Shit. Oh. Hold on. Maybe I didn't put it on here.
Oh, I guess you was trying to be an asshole or whatever that, huh?
Well, shit. No, somebody on Facebook, or not Facebook, our YouTube channel was talking trash to me
Oh, well, talk trash. Yeah, well, you're good. Well, you can defend yourself.
And I meant to put it up here so I could pull it up.
Oh,
And I don't. Damn it, I don't have it. I even made it today and everything.
oh shit.
Oh, here it is. Wonder if I can download this real quick. Talk to the people, Rip. See if they got anything going on.
What is NGL?
I don't know if that meant Von Lilas and he just
Don't know how to type?
doesn't, typed it
Well,
wrong.
when I type wrong, it's on purpose. It's sort of a whatever. Rip flows.
Well, they can't see that, Rip. I got to load. That's why I said talk to the people while I'm trying to do the production side of
okay.
things.
Talking to the people. Hey, how's it going? Loving life. Von Lilas made me change my t-shirts just because I went to the gym. Excuse me for working out. Excuse me. You ever have a
They
new?
can see you right now.
You ever have a new washer and dryer and you don't know how it works?
Yeah,
Did you?
I have before. Yeah.
Okay.
The last one we bought, I wasn't real sure.
Okay, well, I got the one at home and I don't know how it works. So it's got so many things on it. And I looked at this and when I see a thing of directions, I just like totally.
Why don't you just come, since I can't drive currently, why don't you just come pick me up one day during the week, take me to your house, I'll show you how to work it, and then you got to bring me home. But you gotta pick me up and take me.
Well,
bring me back.
You got a busy schedule.
No, not. I can make time during the week.
Oh, okay.
So we can figure out the wash and dryer.
You heard it live right here.
Here it is. Rip flows a lot better without you. He's talking to me. Doing the disgruntled son. I guess that's when I'm an asshole.
You're a disgruntled what?
With his confused dad gimmick. Do you do a confused dad gimmick, Rip?
No, I'm fucking half senile, you dumb fuckers.
So the one that you did by yourself, he said, this one's a keeper. Rip was on fire without being cut off or cornered into what you think is going to sell or be popular. And then he calls me big boy. Just food for thought, big boy.
Oh.
So then I reply, F off, do your own show.
Well, you got a picture of whoever the hell it is.
What's
so
that guy right there? You're a
well, can you push that gimmick there and it shows?
I can't push that.
Okay, well, I was just checking. But anyway, when he throws me out here to die, I got some notes and stuff, or I'm talking about a territory. All I'm doing is remembering the stuff like if we was doing a Maritimes thing, what towns we were at, stories from there, because it's in my head. You can't really take notes on it and stuff like that. And no, what he has to do is I'll start out on a subject over here, and I'm supposed to be talking about this finger right here. And me, I'll go be like that woman politician running for president, where she'll say 83 things in a row that didn't make any sense, and then she'll go off on another thing. Well, I'm the same way. I can't remember what I'm talking about, and I'll just start going on something else. And I'm supposed to be talking about A, B, and C, and then all of a sudden I'm going E, F, and G. And he's smart enough to take me by the ear and say, no, dumbass, you're supposed to be talking about this. I said,
oh, look, he's on.
Who's on?
The guy. And he's on right here. Awesome. See, I just cut you off right there, Rip.
Yeah, it was always me, Lilas. What's always, what are you talking about?
I don't know. Oh, look at that, though. Big Al.
Well, as long as Big Al's here, Big Al coming in with the SS, the super sticker, the S squared.
And look, and he came through with gentlemen.
Always got to get the gentleman in there. Gentlemen, start your engines. What's Frank's pickle barrel ass have to say?
I can't get that thing off there. All right, there we go. I don't know. Why don't we go to the top and see if we got anything on there? Let's see.
Come on now, you're Mr. Technology. I'm Miss Technology.
Bull Dickens said he read the article on Pro Wrestling Stories. Neuropathy sucks. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's great to have neuropathy in your feet. Holy shit. I guess it's just karma for me for being such an asshole my whole fucking life. So, but Jesus Christ, 24 hours a day. Thump, boom, 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 boom. Holy shit.
Not to mention your leg.
Well, leg, knees, hips, you name it. What the hell?
Shane Parks in green in the house. Frank in green in the house. Greg Mala in the house. Italian in the house. Green Valley, Illinois, biggest fan.
Was it what? Green, Illinois?
Green Valley.
Oh, Green Valley. Okay.
George Jetson from outer space in the house. Total Pack 10 in the house. Rip needs to get on the carnivore diet, Paul Shaw says.
Well, if you want to send me some steaks, that's good, and I'll do that. But when you're going to Dollar General or whatever the hell that other store is, and you can get the items for $125. You get 2 of them a day, and you can live on $250 a day. That's why I'm 299 pounds of twisted steel and sex appeal. Or maybe I've lost a little bit of that, but what the hell, right?
Big Frank, a non-sex question.
All right. You got any working Scott Hall stories? Not really. When I met him when he first come into WCW, and he was nice as hell to me, and that's all I can go by. Don't be caught into his character. Don't be caught into doing when he's as a heel trying to get heat and stuff. When I met him, he was the ultimate professional, and he was always very nice to me, and that's all I can go by. Don't be caught into somebody playing their character. Of course, if I say fuck you, that's different, you know.
Take me through your weeks back in the day. Oh yeah, he emailed too, or put it on YouTube. What's about your workouts? Your full body workouts every day? You do the same thing every day?
Okay, I did when I was earlier, but now since my legs don't work, it's a different story. But years ago, I would do about 10 minutes of stretching, hamstring stretches, etc. Then I would do 20 minutes of calf raises with no weights, feet in and out, not a book, just doing bouncies so I can do them anywhere. I'd do 2,000 squats, took an hour. Then I would do 2,000 knee pull-ins, took an hour. Then I would do 10 sets of every body part. Now this was all every day. It was usually about a 5-hour workout, and that's the way it was. And I never knew anybody that trained that way, but it worked for me. I got it because the main thing is I got the pump. Once you got the endorphins going, and you felt great all day. So if you get them endorphins going, get that pump going, feel great all day. You could work a double if you had a regular job. You miss that workout, you're mad, you're pissed off, you hate the world. As a matter of fact, Monday I was so depressed. Was it Monday or so? I didn't even go to the gym. I was just so beat because my leg was just throbbing so bad. But anyway, every body part every day. I lived by it. Nobody else did. But I got in all those physique contests and guest pose, etc., and won them clean. So it obviously works. I'm not trying to be Mr. Universe. I was just trying to get that pump and feel good.
Got to skip down to Shane Parks right here. $5 super sticker.
SS.
Not only is he a member, he's a super sticker.
I've nothing to say, the super sticker, baby.
Oh yeah, there's something else I want to do. We'll get back to questions. I haven't done this in a long time, so I'm going to go through our members, top members. Look at that, 23 months. Pinion Haber, Michael Costello have almost been with us for 2 years, Rip.
Frank's pickle barrel ass.
I'll say the rest of it.
Greg Smith. Now that one right there is like a G Forsyth 4.
That's Starcade. That's one of the Starcade guys.
Oh, okay. Then big Jeff Gerholt, and Heavy D, baby. Jeff been here 15 months. Heavy D 13.
So here's some more that have been with us a year or more. Oh, I must have put Heavy D twice. Sorry.
Okay, we got Clayton, Brian Colsty, Whitewater 1281, John Tucker, Drew Schmall, Rory Fox, and James Orr.
Those are all the people that have been here a year members. And then here's the rest of the people. I don't have how long, but give them a shout out there, Rip.
Holy shit, you're ribbing me, ain't you? Okay. Marv Nickel, Jamie, Anthony Darpino, Randy Harris, Frederick Bye. I could say hello, but we're saying bye. Okay, Bull Diggin in the house. Bull Diggin on here. Mike Myers, Dave's channel. Daniel Highlander. Got to get Django Fett in there. You know that. Lurch Davis. No relation to Lurch on the Addams Family. Rasputin, Alfred Allen, good old Shane Parks, George Jetson, Bobby Lopez. Total pack 10.
How about that? We have 31 current members, Rip.
It don't get any better than that.
Well, 32 would.
32. Oh, I guess it would. Hey, the legendary Scott Romer's in the hospital. They had to have another operation with something with
anything you can
I ain't a doctor, you
Okay.
know, but he's supposed to be down for like 6 weeks or something like
I
that.
sent him a message yesterday. I saw it on Facebook, but I have not heard back from him.
Yeah.
We gotta get to these payouts here. Bull digging, man.
Just received Rip's book. Do Rip got a favorite wrestling book or a recommendation? Yes, mine.
Besides that, he has yours.
Oh, the other ones, that's the only one I got.
Come on, you surely have something. Yeah. I think I saw. Hey, thanks a lot, Bull digging. Appreciate that a lot. Even though Rip didn't answer your question, I'm not going to be the mean son or whatever and tell him to answer the damn question.
You just did.
Look at Frank though. Frank said he bought a shirt.
In front of. Oh,
I
well,
think I did get a notification the other day that we got a shirt.
Well, Frank should get that and wear that shirt proudly. Take a picture of it and send it in here. Might start a big trend. You know, everybody buying shirts. Everybody getting a Von Lilas cap. This and that. It don't get any better than that.
Be all right.
Mm-hmm.
70QQ says he has his alarm set every Thursday and Friday at 11 and 12.
Well, you know, it's concrete, sort of, sometimes.
Oh, T Weasel's in the house. Welcome back, Von Lilas. Thanks, T Weasel. Oh, shit. Bobby Lopez. I don't think we've ever talked about Jimmy Del Rey.
I didn't really know Jimmy Del Rey. I just know when he took somebody else's. Was he took Stan Lane's?
I don't know when he was that.
He was Jimmy
Heavenly Bodies, wasn't he?
Yeah. Or he was Jimmy. I think he was Jimmy Backlund years ago. I think that's right. But he was always been around, and I was just on some shows with him later on. But I'm sort of a nerd if I don't know you, and then once I know you, I won't shut up. So I'm real shy around guys I don't know.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do you ever get to know him?
Well, that costs extra money.
Thanks a lot, Bobby Lopez. He gets to some questions, and then I'm gonna let's see where we at here. Any memories, Shane Parks? If you got anything here, anything else you can talk about? King Kong Bundy, Iceman King Parsons.
Yeah, I remember meeting Iceman King Parsons. I was working for Don Owens, either 79 or 80 in Portland. And he stayed and he come into the Bomber Hotel, and that was where all the boys stayed. And he come in, was introducing himself, how he just got trained, and he was nervous as hell, but he was real excited about being a pro wrestler. And I said, well, this is a good place to learn. We had Piper working there. We had Martel working there. They had the Bushwhackers working there. The great Playboy Buddy Rose, Colonel De Beers, Johnny Mantell, and Johnny was staying at the Salvatore Balomo, but he was Sal Martino then. But we all stayed on Murderers Row at the Bomber Hotel in Milwaukee, Oregon. So Iceman got his start there, and then he pretty much went to Dallas, and which was where he was from. And he pretty much he always had work there, and he pretty much homesteaded there. But he was good to have in the ring. Of course, like all young boys, they was all worried about getting their shit in. But I don't know if there's anybody in the ring that started in the wrestling business that didn't want to show all they could do. But that's really not how you do it. But what the hell, right?
Somebody else said maybe this was the last week T-shirt we had. Buddy, Young Mighty Joe. We got a T-shirt for Young Mighty Joe.
Well,
thanks a lot. Appreciate that.
Have Mighty Joe wear that to school if he's in school. If he's not, wear it to wherever he hang out, and all of a sudden his stock will rise, and he'll go from the non-pussy getting side of town. He'll probably go to the pussy getting side of town from just having my shirt on. So that's always a plus.
Oh, maybe I should get one. Wear it around my wife, you know. That's what I meant, you know, in case she's watching. Or my mother-in-law, like the one day.
Oh my God, mother's-in-law stooge everything off. All of a sudden, using the doghouse, you didn't even know why.
Oh, did you answer this question?
When did you win the ICW title? What talent did you face there? Well, in ICW, see, I was the U.S. Tag Team Champions. But who was wrestling in ICW? Well, Randy Savage was, Ronnie Garvin, Randy Orton's dad, Cowboy Bob Orton, Bob Roop, Professor Malenko, George Weingroff, Hoot Gibson, One Man Gang, who was George Gray, who was Crusher Broomfield in ICW. We had a lot of good talent. A lot of times we ran 2 shows a night. That's how we had 14 TV markets, which was bigger than almost all the other territories, except for Charlotte's at that time in the United States. And we had TV in Puerto Rico, TVs in San Francisco, and we had a good thing going. It was hard to make any money because that's just the way it was. You find out when you run towns, you're buying posters, you're buying newspaper ads, you're buying ring trucks, you're buying vans to drive the boys around in. And since we started at the bottom in promotion, we made a mistake for everything there was, probably tenfold, until we finally figured out how it was. And then after a while, you get tired of working in your own territory because no matter what, it's the same old shit. So then you want to go out and work other territories. You want to see the world because you're only young at a certain time. You can only do this stuff. At that time, you couldn't do it at all now because all you've got is WWE and AEW. And the rest of them don't really count.
Hey, do you know when you met Barry Horowitz and what places were you together in? Were you
he was
Global together?
I can't remember if he was there or not. I think he might have come in at the end. I think he was driving in at the end when they pulled all the tickets. When there's supposed to have been some Indian guy or whatever supposed to have all the multi-millions of dollars, and I guess that was a farce. That was a sham. That was whatever it was. It didn't happen. So they had some woman from Texas, and she was a real estate woman, so she was losing her life savings pumping that shit in there. I used to be living in Seymour, and if we had TV, all of a sudden, like if it was a Wednesday morning early, there'd be a plane ticket on my door, and and that's the way it was. And then so they lasted a while. I just seen the first match, and I put it on my Twitter thing. It was me against Adrian Street. We were the first main event of the first taping of the first global taping. Was me against Adrian Street
on Global.
Yeah. Huh. But I
didn't remember Adrian Street even being.
Yeah, he was in there until they quit flying you in. Yeah, but no, because me and Adrian had worked so many times together, and Joe Pedicino was putting the matches together, him and Bill Eadie. So we worked the first match. So it was me against Adrian. He's doing his thing, and then Mike Shaw ran in, who was mucking sing or whatever, and beat him up and blah blah blah, and the cartel started, which you'd see weeks and weeks and weeks later. I don't think they even put that one on TV for a while.
Listen to this pop.
Okay, pop.
You've heard of the Road Warrior pop, right?
Yeah.
This is the Outrunner pop.
Not like that. The youngest man alive, Truth Magnum, Turbo Floyd, the Outrunner.
Youngest man alive.
Did you hear that pop?
Not like that.
Man, how about that?
That was the greatest pop I heard today.
Mm-hmm. It all started right here with wrestling with Rip Rogers. Ask Rip Rogers Live.
Yeah.
And all the fans out there. We did it. We got the Outrunners over. You see that? We did it right here, Rip.
Well, so I think the Outrunners got the Outrunners over, but I think
we got them hired.
I think we did, and spin to win.
Spin to win, baby.
Spin to win, and all of a sudden we heard that fucking pop, and I didn't even see a spin. I thought they would have come out like the double whirly birds, just and they would do a double knock. How good that would have been! They'd fucking knock each other out because they're dizzy from spinning.
Definitely gonna have to get Turbo and Floyd on the phone after this.
Turbo and Floyd. It don't get any better than that.
Yeah, sure doesn't. Let's see. Frank said he wants to go to Universal Orlando. Should I get a seat next to a nun? He says.
On the plane, yes.
And Talion said his Rip Rogers shirt is a pussy magnet.
Yes, that's right. The Rip Rogers shirt is a pussy magnet. It don't get any better than that.
Now, in 6 minutes, Barry Horowitz joining us, Rip, and it's all you. You and Barry are going to shoot the shit for 30 minutes, okay?
Well, you're the one that.
Nope. Nope.
Oh, great. Okay.
Here, somebody had said this on our YouTube. Any recollection or stories of
That sounds all right.
Brody knocking Bruiser out?
Yeah, he did. Bruiser was basically a bully, but that was I was trying to work Indianapolis. He was the boss, so as he'd be sitting on the shitter to pay you, right? And he'd take your check and he'd just throw it on the ground. So you'd have to go down there and pick it up. So I just laughed and pick it up. And he loved to get on Louis Martinez because he was Hispanic. But anyway, but that was a Bruiser. No matter what, he was playing in the NFL when he was a teenager. And when he was at Purdue, he beamed his coach with his helmet, and he was legend. So no matter what, Bruiser lived a hell of a life. That's for one thing. He was over. At one time, he was the biggest thing in Indianapolis and in Indiana because there was no Pacers. There was no Colts. It was Dick the Bruiser wrestling. And he was the king.
Do you know Dale Lewis?
Yes, I know Dale Lewis.
So from one of our old interviews with Gerald Briscoe when he came on the show, so we mentioned Dale Lewis. So somebody's on here saying, trying to find a family member in regards to Dale Lewis.
I wouldn't have any idea what that.
So if anybody out there knows, apparently there is a family member or a state holder regarding him.
Yeah, Dale was a big. He was a big shooter, a great amateur wrestling. Dale Lewis was. He was probably at least 10 years older than me, but he was a big guy. He was a tough guy, and a lot of places they would sort of use him as the enforcer, the way they used Bob Roop down in guys trying to break in Tampa, where Roop would just beat the shit out of those guys.
Another question from YouTube. Hey, Rip, any stories from Vancouver All-Star Wrestling?
All-Star Wrestling. I went in to work for All-Star Wrestling when Gene Kaniski was there. And I went in there also when Al Tomko was in there. And that's where Buddy Wayne got all of his experience to begin with. He started out when he was 17 and started was running the ring truck. Then he was doing a referee. Then all of a sudden he was a pro wrestler. And Midget's wife, Nick Wayne's mama, he met her when he was working. She was a Buddy Wayne fan right away. And there was Midge about 5'6.5" in his shoes, and she's about 6'2". So I said, man, that's a hell of a domination thing.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, first time I met him, I was like, huh. It's interesting look there. Hey, we got a 2-minute warning. Barry Horowitz joins us in 2 minutes.
2 minutes, 120 seconds, countdown. But anyway, we'll just keep talking until then. Because when I first met Barry Horowitz, I knew him as Jack Hart.
Oh, yeah?
Now, I think it was in Tampa in 1985, and he used to ride with me in the van. And it was so funny because he'd been trained by the great Professor Boris Malenko. But at that time, Malenko had got in trouble for doing something like exposing the business or something like that. And they always said that's why his kids never got that much work. That all at the time, the NWA was a big thing. And in down south, the NWA was Fuller's, it was Tampa, it was Atlanta, it was North Carolina. So, and if you, and like Jack, he was from, I think he was from Tampa, but he was on the wrestling team with Buzz Sawyer in high school. And Jack was probably about, I think it's like 163, 167 when you diet down. And Buzz was nothing but trouble, and Jack was nothing but a pleasure to be around. But when he was Jack Hart, he had the big thing in Tampa is he had like the world's longest losing streak. Then we had some big show, then all of a sudden, and he was stretcher Jack Hart. He'd have the thing, the rubber hose coming out, working out, training, and coming out and everything before he'd come on there. But he had a long career, worked for worked for all the majors companies. Nobody's ever had nothing to bitch about him. He'd always be patting himself on the back. So he was busy getting himself over. Well, I guess
Hell,
somebody.
maybe we don't even need to have him on now that you went through all that.
Well, it sounds better. Oh, there it is, right there.
Yeah.
It's better here to hear it from him than me talking about it. Now, when he says the same thing, but in his own words, I think you can say, well, either they got together and whatever, or they're both lying motherfuckers, or whatever it is. But the great Jack Hart, Stretcher Jack Hart, but now the real name of Barry Horowitz. So I was telling him about how you was trained Malenko. Remember, you always said we had to kayfabe that because he did some stuff anti-NWA or something.
He ran. Back then, they called them outlaw shows. Not
he ran against Eddie Graham, right?
Yeah, because there was some heat between the two.
Okay,
so it translated to his sons, and then that all disappeared because they faved that for years, and now it doesn't matter.
Right, it don't matter. And he was always.
I listened.
Jack was always giving me the office when I'd say one word of it just to get him going, and he'd squeeze me and give me the look.
Oh yeah. Well, I was just told by Malenko.
Right.
Before I go any further, it's really a pleasure to be here. I love Rip to death. I love traveling with him, and now I met his tag team partner Vaughn, and it's really a pleasure. I've heard from other people and fans about your show, how credible it is, and how popular it is, and I'm glad to be a part of a live show. So thank you so much.
Thanks for coming on. We are live. You said that right. We are live.
Yeah. We are live. He's patting himself on the back.
There you go.
He's putting himself over. Somebody had to, right?
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
hey,
really.
I was telling him earlier about you and Buzz Sawyer on the same high school wrestling team, and I can't remember. Was you 163, 67 or what?
I was 185.
But did
and
you?
I think Buzz was about 205. Heavyweight, unlimited. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
But it was like night and day because you were a pleasure to be around. And Buzz was sort of like the ultimate shithole.
Yeah, I stayed away from him. I kind of translated to the pro business, you go north, they go south or whatever. So I've learned a lot from almost everybody I've wrestled or everybody in the business, including Rip. Two things. You learn from them, or you learn from them what not to do. And that means in the squared circle, in the diner, outside the area of pro wrestling. I mean, there's more to it than grabbing a headlock, one tackle, get it again. Because in my eyes, if everybody was broken in by Malenko or in Japan, you'd see a much better business, more friendship, more everything, instead of, hey, he's going to take my spot.
You remember when you guys met? I asked Rip earlier, where or when or where you guys met?
Rip,
or yeah,
I as far as I know, in 1985, Florida Championship Wrestling.
Yep.
And that's it. And I don't know. I guess we started talking and travel with them because I know I'd be on time with them. I could tell we ate good and everything was cool. And no, I just that was the most. And I learned from Rip about different jokes and different terminology and jargon. To this day, I use it. I stole it. I admit it. I steal a lot of stuff from different people to goof around, but why not? Everybody else does. But yeah, with Rip, it was fun. And yeah, that's where we met, Florida Championship Wrestling. And I got to say one thing real quick so I don't forget it. Rip did this gimmick, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Rip, that nobody's did to this day, in my opinion. So they did this thing on TV. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I could be getting my facts wrong, but I know I was there and seen different things. So he's working an angle with Bugsy McGraw, and Rip, something happens in the melee where Rip comes out with a rubber glove and something in a bottle, and he's putting it on here and rubs it in Bugsy's eyes. Bugsy sells the hell out of it, going mental, going crazy. I haven't seen that done to this day. I mean, I've seen other things, but not to that extent. And it's always stuck in my mind. I said, That is friggin' awesome. I mean, you could spit in the guy's face with the kabuki gimmick and this and that, but that bottle that you don't know what's in, and then of
Right.
course he's using a rubber glove. That means it could be friggin' acid. It's going to eat his fingers away. The fans, and I just love that. I really did. I mean, he's did a lot of stuff, but that really sticks in my mind. I wanted to get it out so I don't forget it.
Well, it's a psychology. The whole thing is like when you're the bad guy, looking left, looking right. Oh, that son of a bitch is gonna do something. Then you're putting that glove on. So
Yep.
particularly how you put it on.
Yep.
Why? It must. Oh my God! It's got to be something that's going to burn him or whatever, right? So, and then
Right.
Bugsy sold it to he did the sandpaper gimmick, and shaved everything down and everything, and he sold that thing with the put the shades on and
Yep.
everything. So, and then because
Yep.
what it was like, it's like they told me Bugsy was a big star here, but they'd seen his act for so long because it was the weekly towns, right?
Right.
And you got
Mhm.
stale there real quick.
And-
And he pretty
And
much
what's really
homesteaded
cool is
there.
what Rip said. Sorry.
No,
What
go
Rip
ahead.
said. What Rip said about Bugsy with the sandpaper and whatnot. See, this is how you draw money. You go 120%, not half-assing 70%. I've always believed in that, and working angles long and stories and this, and that. I just believe in that. They say, oh, that's old school. Well, I believe there's old school and new school. And if you could mix the two and get that formula perfect, you got an award-winning match.
You're freezing on us a little bit.
You got
Decipher that, Rip.
Okay, well, yeah, you're in slow motion, you're stop, and what we see right here
good
is this.
match or a great match. I want
Okay.
to be in the great match.
It's.
Oh, there we go.
I was gonna
Okay.
say, wait, just
Yeah,
wait
you
a
got
second.
some.
Sorry.
You froze up on
Guys
us
there?
Yep, we are here. Yeah, we're here.
Yeah, we're
I
here.
saw that. Okay, good. I'm glad we didn't lose each other. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened.
No, you're good. Hey, I asked Rip
Okay,
a little bit
good.
ago. Were you guys in Global together?
Yep.
Now, did
No.
you?
No.
I
Were you were in Global, right?
I was in Global,
Okay.
and when I came in there, let's see, who was in charge. I mean, there was various people in charge, but I guess Eddie Gilbert was in charge at one time. Then, of course, from the beginning, Joe Pedicino, Bill Eadie. I never was in that first opening, which I wish I
Okay.
was, because that would have tacked on another year of earnings and credibility in TV. But I'm grateful. I was still there about a year, and always wanted to work the Dallas Sportatorium. It's one of these things, like always wanted to work the Madison Square Garden. You know what I mean? And just if the Fort Hesterly Armory in Tampa, stuff like that. But I don't know if people know this, and I don't know if it's been corrected, but the ring in Dallas at the Sportatorium is bolted into
Yep.
a cement floor. It does not move. And by the way, you're not going to see a lot of backdrops in matches like that. And I've did some bumps in there, but doing bumps in there is like going out in the mall parking lot and taking bumps, hip tosses, slams. It doesn't budge.
You there, Rip? Is that the same place?
Yeah, this is the same place, but what it was, I was there when they was throwing money away, right? So when they was throwing money away,
Darn it, I wish I
I'd
was there then.
yeah, I would wake up and I'm in Seymour, Indiana on a Wednesday, and all of a sudden there's a plane ticket, whatever, on my door, right? So I just got to go and make the shot. Then all of a sudden, that was when they had the potential buyer, the Indian guy or whatever. He didn't materialize. Then they got the guy, the woman with the real estate woman, and they took all her money. And I told her, I said, "Hey, honey, get out of this shit. They're going to take all your money." I said, "You made your money in real estate, lose it in real estate, because these guys are sharks. They're going to get you because you're just a damsel in distress, and they know it, and they're going to hustle every buck they can from you." But no, Eddie Gilbert, it was Bill Eadie and Pedicino, who I talked to all the time.
Right.
And then
right.
we had all the fly-ins would come in because I remember I stayed with what well, he's Papa Shango, whatever.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I can't remember if that was his name then. I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't
But
remember.
but we would go there and make the tapes in Dallas. I remember we had the legendary Lightning Kid's 18th birthday there. Sean Waltman.
Oh, okay.
On his 18th birthday, we all went and took him out to eat. And he was so shy then he would not look you in the eye no matter what.
Right. Yeah, I remember.
But whenever I see him I still call him the legendary Lightning Kid. That's a hell of a rib.
Hey, we got a super chat question out there for you. Barry, sorry to cut you off. We got to get the Bobby Lopez. We got a customer out there. Said, Barry,
Yeah,
bigger
sure.
pop, your win versus Candido or versus Dusty on Superstars?
Now, one more time.
Well, it says bigger pop. I guess he's just saying maybe which did you enjoy better, or maybe which one did the fans pop more for, your win versus Candido or versus Dusty on Superstars?
Oh, hands down, Chris Candido. Skip, definitely. Hands down.
Okay. You have a
Yeah.
reason why? Just a personal thing or the fans' perspective?
Yes,
Or which
he
one?
was one of my favorite, if you will, dance partners. I mean, there's probably, I'm probably missing people, so I don't want to shun them, but people like Skip and Owen Hart and the Armstrongs, Tommy Rich. Oh my God, there's so many. I know him. Brady Boone, Ben Jordan, Sam Houston, people like that. There's no pulling teeth. There's no ego. Let's get this match over. And I don't mean get it over so you could go to the bar. I mean, let's get the crowd involved, get them over. Get Barry Horowitz over. Get Sam Houston over. Get Earl Hebner over, the referee, and get the fans over. You do that in a proper way, proper recipe, you're going to have a 5-star great match every single time and tell a great story. And of course, use psychology. I mean, that's everything. Your holds, your moves, everything needs to be 120%. And I got it with all of those guys.
Awesome.
Tom Zink.
Same person. Did Rip or we'll include you in this question too. Either one of you ever wrestle Ultimate Warrior? Even if he wasn't the Ultimate Warrior at the time.
Is this a rib?
No, I don't. I have no idea. It's a paid question, so I'm asking the question.
Oh, that's fine. Do you want to go first, Rip, or me?
I never worked with the Ultimate Warrior. The only time I remember meeting him and Sting when they come in for Jarrett's or something, and I just shook my head and said, "This is these are the worst." It was horrible.
Yes, I'll go further than that. All
Okay.
gassed up and nowhere to go. Don't know a wrist lock from a wristwatch. Disrespected the wrestling business. When I first met him as Dingo Warrior, I wrestled him at the Kiel Auditorium in St. Louis. Second match. He was humble. He was grateful. He's telling me about his wife, his life, this and that. And between following the wrong crowd and gimmicks and whatnot and the push and all this, it was horrible. But that was my job because you got to make him look like he's credible and put asses in the seats. At the time, the gimmick was cool. Today, people will leave the building. They want to see wrestling. That's what it says on the marquee outside of Madison Square Garden. Wrestling tonight. They don't want to see a guy, the ropes, the face paint, a clothesline. When the music stops, so does the match. So, yes, I've worked with him. I've worked around him. He's never hurt me. I've seen other people. He was just a miserable person, and I'm just calling it like it is. And other guys will say it too, unless maybe they were under contract. They got to be careful what they say. Believe me, I think if you interviewed some superstars right now that were back in the day, I don't think they'll. And I don't like burying people that are past with us, not with us. I'm calling it like it is. And yeah, I didn't care for him, and I just don't like somebody who disrespects me or the wrestling business. I don't disrespect people unless they disrespect me. So
Well,
yeah, there's no yeah, just zero.
usually in the wrestling business, when you break in,
Mhm.
no matter who you are, you need to learn to lose first to get the right
Yes.
attitude. Then,
Yep.
after you learn to lose, you'll
Mhm.
know how to win.
That's right. That's why everybody should be broken in Japan. You get your ass beat every night. You put people over and whatnot, and you'll gain respect. Believe me, it works. That formula works. So
Rip
I
got his
am
ass beat
so
one night,
grateful.
and
I can't help but saying this, that I was trained by the great Malenko. And it's not, yes, it is props, and I'm bragging on that. He's the best. After I see how guys got trained, and sometimes I'll go in the ring with somebody, they don't know what I'm doing. And I'm going, oh my God, this is basic. And who taught you? So I am so grateful. Now, at the same time, I'm grateful for the great Malenko, his sons, Carl von Stroheim, Carl Gotch. It's also me. You could have a brand new $50 million Gold's Gym in your house. And if you don't use it properly or go downstairs and train and get the mindset, you ain't going nowhere. You're going nowhere fast.
I want to see if either one of you remember or can identify.
Well, that's Dutch. There's Barry, and then the guys in
Wait
the
a
back. I don't know who they are.
Yeah, you do.
That's
Brian Brock and Mark Haskett.
okay. Well,
So
that's
that should
years
tell you
ago.
where this is at.
Oh,
Then
is that in Seymour?
that's in Seymour. Yeah.
Okay. That
Oh,
was years
really?
ago.
You remember coming to the big town of Seymour, Indiana, Barry? That's
I
Seymour,
do
Indiana,
remember,
right
but
there.
that's when I was living in Nashville and
Yeah.
probably drove with Dutch. Yeah.
There's
Oh
King
my
Carl
God.
and
I
Dad.
don't
Okay.
remember. I don't remember tagging with Dutch. And but one thing you said about Seymour, this is straight to Rip too. You could tell a guy from Seymour, but you can't tell him much.
Oh my God.
And you got the pat too.
Well, as long as you get the pat, that's all. It's all that. And as he got more muscular and more broader, he lost the flexibility. The lats
yeah.
were too big, and
Oh, yeah.
it's rough.
Well,
You try-
it depends on the building. If I'm in Seymour, Indiana, or Huntsville, Alabama, they get the spot show pat on the back. But if I'm in Madison Square Garden, the Capitol Center, they're getting full extension behind there for at least 10 seconds. I don't care if it breaks my arm. That's a huge building.
Yeah, and you're doing stretching exercise. The guy's pulling your arms down to make sure you can do that. The small towns, you say poop on it. I ain't doing that shit.
When did the handprint start?
What's that?
When did the handprint start on the vest?
Well, actually, I was in an amateur match when it was, it was 10th grade or 11th grade. I was a junior, and I was keeping track with pro wrestling because this was my stepping stone. Believe me, I'd love to have been NCAA or Olympic, this and that. It wasn't a passion, but I wanted to build. I just a firm believer of paying your dues for each step. Like some guys come into the business, they're just a big guy, or they come from football or basketball. And I said, I want to do this my way. It's my story. It's my body. It's my mind. It's my plan. And my long range goal was to start in amateur wrestling and build that foundation, get some credibility, and then of course go on. It couldn't have went any better meeting Malenkos. So anyway, I outpointed the guy by 2 points, and I patted myself on the back, but it was just kind of a joke. I didn't do it flamboyantly or, show stopping. And of course, I got reprimanded, and 2 points were deducted from my match. And I don't know, I may have even lost that match because of that dumbass move. But I kept it in my back pocket for years, and I like it because I thought of it, and it paid off. So that's where I got it from.
I'm not leaving to be rude. I just got it.
He got to go to the bathroom.
No, I don't either. Don't tell him that.
Oh,
Just
okay.
the truth.
Okay. He had some issues with spells, and he's passed out and stuff. So.
Oh, okay. I hope he's all right.
Yeah. and then he still hasn't like he doesn't drive and stuff now, so he's scared it could happen anytime. So
what he needs to do, Rip, is just have Dory Funk Jr. give him a good stiff European uppercut, and he'll be clear forever.
Yeah, I always liked when they talked about the European uppercut. Hell, Dory Funk was doing it. He didn't wrestle in Europe. That was a goddamn Texas. That was a Texas. That was a Amarillo uppercut. Was what that was.
And he's been doing them. He was the first person I seen him. Then I seen Les Thornton and Tony Charles do it. Now
oh my God!
Yeah. Randy Orton does it really well. I'm proud of mine. I like it. I love it. It's cool. It's great. I just call it an uppercut or whatever, but I guess I'm getting European uppercut from Gordon Soley.
Right there.
Yeah. He's a crimson mask, and his latissimus dorsi is wide as hell.
Oh my God. I remember that one year I was on 3 shows that Soley was doing, which was unbelievable. They was having the TBS show, then and Ole had his when he had the local markets with Macon and Albany and whatever, and then he when they combined championship wrestling with Georgia and Jarrett, Gordon went up and co-hosted with Lance Russell in Memphis for that thing. So I got to be with Soley on 3 of them. How awesome is that?
That is just, I mean, yes, I love Gordon Soley and I like Lance Russell. He was a nice man too.
Yeah.
There's some, when it comes to, I like when people dissect the match. I watch some of these shows, and the guy did a beautiful Russian leg sweep, and there's like a pause. They don't know what it is, so they go right over it. And I'm going, oh my God, you missed something big to talk about. Narrate. And I got to admit that Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross and that Excalibur are a master at that, because some wrestling fans they're clueless with that, but the historians, especially the millenniums, they love to hear that. They want to hear those big words and they know it's a shoot when they're talking like that. So I love that. I've always believed in that too. You don't have to go 100% where you're boring the people. You could, throw some showtime in there too, but I definitely believe in stuff with that.
I hate 3-man booths because everybody's wanting to get their shit in as an announcer, right?
Oh yeah.
Like if Soley was just calling it by himself.
Yes.
And as a fan, you needed to see it and feel it and let him milk it. And all of a sudden,
Yeah, I do agree with the 1 and 2. The 3 is a bit much.
Yeah, and guys are just doing stuff because if not, they're going to say, well, why do we have you out here if you're not going to contribute? Well, you don't want watching the baseball game, the guy's not talking 100 miles an hour. You're letting the pitcher warm up. You're looking at you're looking at the bat boy doing something. You're looking at the fat guy drinking a beer in the front row. It's a slow down thing, and enjoy it. And wrestling can be the same thing too. But everybody, because there's only so many limited jobs today, everybody's scared and they have to get their shit in. Yeah. They got to do all these moves, which mean nothing. They got to do all these false finishes with I remember I had to, me and Brad Armstrong worked on TV right. And I said, no, the only cover of the match was Russian leg sweep and he beat me. There's no other covers, it's just, the shit. I always pride myself on never doing repeat matches with anything. No.
Yeah.
I seen what everybody else did and I do something different because I'd done my due diligence I knew what to do in case somebody do whatever you want. I'm going to, if you do something and if you beat a guy with a sunset flip, that's great. I'll do that to people. That's one of the false finishes I'll use because somebody's seen it cop a fall. So it's going to mean something. Right. So it's, the shit is so simple and all we got to do is slow down. Let's sell each other. Let's give them some emotion, intensity, some body language, some fucking facials, threatening to do a whole lot of stuff. And I don't want smooth shit. If it's smooth, it's phony.
Yeah,
If
too
it's
smooth.
smooth, it's too
looks-
phony.
It looks choreographed.
Right.
You got a combination, your slowness with your fastness in your promos, your work. And I love the guys that are making triple of what I'm making a year, and they're on fifth, and I was on second, and I'm getting a stink eye from them or some comments. Well, thanks for putting me over. If I'm making that kind of money, first of all, I wouldn't say that, and I wouldn't stoop to that, but maybe we should switch places on the card if you don't know a wrist lock from a wristwatch. And as
Well,
far as working, I'm a versatile worker. If I want to work with Owen in Toronto, Canada, Monday night, and I'm going to work your leg, Owen. So I'm going to do everything I can, and I'm trying to pin him. I'm trying to tap him out. Tuesday, I'm with him in Detroit. Owen, I'm going to work your arm. And then how about this? How about when, well, Barry, I can't do that. I can't take this finish. My neck is bad. My back. Okay, no problem. I am not a versatile worker. I'm not saying I'm a man of 5,000 holds, but I could change the finish. I could change the hold. I could change a punch, a forearm, a headbutt. I could be vicious. That's a solid worker in my eyes. He's the real total package.
well, it's like in the wrestling business years ago, almost everybody that worked was a total package because we'd work 6, 7 times a week, right?
Right.
So
right.
now what are the superstars working? Twice a week, maybe
Maybe.
with the
And getting a lot of
same.
money.
Yeah, they're making that. Yeah. Well, just because, yeah. Well, looks like an NFL quarterback. He's making $40 million in a year. You know, when I was a kid, the NFL quarterbacks had jobs when the out of season they were
Oh,
usually a sale
yeah.
because they didn't make any money. So God bless them. They're making a whole lot of money, but just because you make a lot of money don't mean you're worth shit either. So
Right. Right. No, that's true. Totally right. Vaughn, you okay?
Yeah, I'm
No.
doing good, man. Thanks. I'm
Okay.
all right.
Okay.
We did, as I choked to death. We did have one more super chat question. I know you got to get going here in about 4 minutes, but it says, any memories of working in Germany, wrestling in Germany? We got a couple fans here from Germany, the CWA. You have any memories of working there, wrestling
Oh
there?
my God. Yes. You know, Otto Once is in my top 3 promoters that I love. Jerry Jarrett's another one. Okay. Of course, there's indie promoters that you like and whatnot, but he called me for 3 years. Every time he called me, I said, and personally called me at my house in Nashville, and I said I was under contract with Vince. Well, the 4th time he called me, I wasn't. And let me tell you something. I had an airline ticket on Lufthansa Air. I went there during that big Oktoberfest or whatever, the beer fest, this and that. I had a miniature apartment. I think I was there. Here was the deal. I was there a week or whatever, and he didn't go by my name, who I am. I think all he judged me by is ability, and I'm sure my attitude. Well, Franz Schumann.
Oh yeah, I know Franzi.
Okay, great worker. I'm gonna beat him. I'm gonna beat him in fact, if I'm not mistaken,
Was it in
I submitted him
in Austria? Was it in Austria?
Yes, with Inoki's Finish the Octopus.
Okay.
The deal was I can't take the belt home, and I got to come back in 3 weeks and drop it back to him. And I have to get color. So, meanwhile, Otto picks me up in his Mercedes at the airport. I'm doing promos. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. It was incredible how I was treated, and I didn't take advantage of it. I just did my thing, whatever you want me to do, this, and that. But I'll never forget one time we were getting a payday, and you go into this room. The door opens. You
Lobby.
Yeah, okay.
That's Otto's voice. Lobby.
And then there's another room where he's in there with the money and whatnot. And there's 2 other superstars, if you will, over here. So I walk in and I'm just standing there. They got the seats and they go next. And I don't know if they both got up or one of them got up because they figured they're next. And the guy goes, no, Otto wants to see Barry. That felt so cool. really, it just, I said, oh my God, wow. I just never forget that. But, and Franz Schumann was great. Their soccer over there, everything was great. Where he put me was a block away from a place I would get chicken. First time I ever had real cappuccino. It was an experience. It was great. And the rounds were different, but I really liked Otto once so much. I hope, rest in peace, Otto. He's in my top 3 or 4 promoters that I really respected and liked so much.
Okay. Hey, we got to get out of here right now. So
okay,
it was great to have the great Barry Horowitz.
Mr. Technical.
Mr. Technical.
Hold on, we got to figure out if
Mr.
there's
Technical
anything.
Barry Horowitz.
Anything
Hey, you don't
want
mind?
to, put over, plug.
Oh yeah,
I know you have a
if I do a
cameo. What
shameless
do you
plug.
got going on?
Well, besides training 5 and 6 days a week and spending time with my family, I do the meet and greets. I do seminars that are hands-on, physically and mentally. Also, I'm huge on Cameo, cameo.com, prowrestlingtees.com. I am half business partners with the great Richie Sorrentino, the king of credit. GTG, Good Times Guaranteed, live wrestling auction every Wednesday. He is actually my shoot manager and agent. He's a great guy. He knows the business. And my Facebook and my merchandise. And that is everything. I got that in really quick. But that's all my my things. And of course, doing podcasts and interviews, which are really fun. So I want to just thank you guys so much, and I hope to come back.
Well, we just we're humbled to have the great Barry Horowitz on the show today. He got to tell some adventures, some stories, talk about the shit we used to do, and there's always room for more. So we'd like to thank him.
We can do this,
and we can do the how do we do it? This was
there. You go.
Better.
Yeah. You can't do it with the right arm, Rich. Yeah, that biceps is too big to do it.
Oh, look at that thing.
Look at that.
Damn, I'm only 70,
Oh, that's awesome.
Thanks, Barry. Really appreciate you coming on today.
Oh, thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Have a great day and good weekend.
Thank you, Stretcher. Have a good day, love.
Oh, real quick before I leave, make today and every day great and keep in touch with yourself.
There we go.
I do. 3 times a day, no matter what.
That's why I threw that in. And don't let your meatloaf or your hamburger stand.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Barry. Okay.
All right. Barry Horowitz, ladies and gentlemen.
All the stars still coming in,
Yeah, Rip, we still got a couple questions in here.
Okay.
Looks like probably. I think if I
scroll back a little bit, we can see.
Scroll back up. I think kind of lost place.
Well, you had the Wrestle Ultimate Warrior thing, and then
get back up. Can't even find out. Somebody want to know if you and Barry ever worked out together. Did you guys ever work out together?
Well, we might be in the gym at the same time, but I always did my thing, and he always did his thing. We'd had different routines.
Yeah. Big Al Robinson said he's in Huntsville, Alabama right now.
Shit, the home of Bobby Eaton. It don't get any better than being in, and Arville Hutto. Don't get any better than being in Huntsville, Alabama. That was a Friday night town for the great Nick Goulas.
Yeah. Dave Channel now in the house. He's in green. Hey, Dave, we put you over a little bit ago with the membership. So you have to check the replay and take a look at that. I think I had another YouTube question. I believe that I never. Oh, here was one. Said you talked about the WCW, Rip. Did you ever get flown in or very often it happened where you went to shows that you didn't get used?
Oh, yeah.
I know you've talked about other people doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. They would, it's like when they'd have the schedule to be Ole or be Jody Hamilton, they just say, show up. I want you here, 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 and here. And I'd show up. And I'd be there. But just because they always got backup guys, because shit, somebody's in a car wreck, somebody's sick, somebody has something at home, emergencies and stuff, and they always want extra bodies and somebody that's been on TV. So there's nothing worse than a big star that's supposed to be there and they don't have an adequate substitute. And then people are disappointed because the star ain't there. So, but if they half-ass know who you are, then they don't feel as bad.
What was the story you told once? It was about Honky Tonk, I think. Like you signed in as Honky Tonk, or he was booked, told you to go and sign his name.
Yeah,
or something like that.
I can't remember. I think he was. I think they told Wayne to make some fucking town or whatever, right? And then, but he wasn't going to go or something like that. But all they would do is there would be a list, and you'd sign your name or somebody's name, and then all of a sudden, whatever Honky was guaranteed for the night, it'd be on his check. And then let's just say I might have got a portion of that. And we didn't do it that often, but what the hell,
So they had so many people.
I think there was a whole.
I think they didn't even know half the time.
Yeah.
Who was really there?
And sometimes they'd be signing real names, gimmick names, or whatever. But I hadn't even thought about that in years. But yeah, I remember that. Yeah, guilty as charged. Yeah.
Bobby Lopez is on fire today. Another super chat from Bobby Lopez. Thank you for making that happen. Well, do the best we can here with Ask Rip Rogers Live.
Yeah.
Oh, we got the Pawns of Destruction in the house too. Is this thing on? He said. Vito and Guido, we'll call him.
Holy shit, on fire, baby.
Just Vito, actually. Why did Bobby Heenan hate Jimmy Valiant so much? Did he?
That's what I always heard, but I don't know. It could have been a big rib. It could have been a big work. Who knows? Because guys will do that. A lot of guys will act like they hate each other in front of the boys just to do it. And then actually they're best buddies that are just ribbing each other just to wind other people up and everything. So who knows?
I mean, I always heard that. I mean, Heenan and Bruiser had a falling out, right? But I don't think I've ever heard about him and Valiant. How long did he? I mean, he managed the Valiant brothers, right? Like
when he was working for Bruiser, yeah. Bobby was the star first,
right?
And then Bruiser, and then Jimmy had the black hair and everything, and then he became handsome Jimmy Valiant. And then
Jimmy had black hair.
Yeah,
well,
it just wasn't black; it was dark hair when he first started. Had the real good body, and then when Bobby finally got away from Bruiser and started making that big money in the AWA, I'd see Heenan when he would come home for Christmas, and and he would usually come to the show. He wouldn't work the show, even though I'm sure Bruiser would have loved to have had him there, but he wouldn't work. He'd just come to see the guys and say hello because he was visiting his mother and everything.
William Lynn said in a shoot interview when asked about Valiant, Heenan's only reply was pig.
Who knows, Bobby, if he was ribbing, working? I have no idea.
You think this is the real Honky Tonk in our chat right now?
Well, only Honky would say he had the lats.
You think that's him?
That sounds like Honky saying he had the lats, and then Wayne would imitate and do the
HTM Ferret. Are you the real Honky Tonk man? Just a yes or no. We've had remember George Gray came in our chat the one time. That's how we got One Man Gang on the show originally. He just showed up in the chat. Rico's been on our chat. Renee Dupree has been in our chat. I mean, all the top stars show up in here. Maybe it is really Honky. Said Kevin Nash recently mentioned Rip. I never had a problem with him, he said.
Well, you know what's so funny? I don't think I really had a problem with anybody in the wrestling business. That wasn't my nature. Now, there could be somebody could have a problem with me, but somebody could have a problem with me because they know I'm better than them. I don't flaunt it or whatever. Or and here I was winning physique contest, and here I was taking no steroids and doing it and telling them about it. But if you don't like me about that, well, hell, I can't help it if you're skinny fat. If you're too lazy not to do it, you only go through life one time. But now Kevin Nash is a guy who was I remember when he was Oz. But no matter what, he's legit giant. And then he learned what he could do well. He learned the art of manipulation, which all professional wrestling is, and has always made money in this business. And he never, I don't think he's ever hurt anybody. and he's a smart guy. So get in, get out, don't get hurt. And if Kevin, if he mentioned my name, great. Thank you very much.
And speaking of getting in, he got in with the right people too. I mean, he was with Shawn Michaels, Triple H.
Well, this was before then.
I know, but eventually.
Oh yeah.
I mean, before then he was Oz, and he was not
Right.
making the money. I guarantee that he started making.
Oh,
once he started
oh
getting
yeah.
in with the
You're right.
right crowd. You know what I mean? The money crowd.
Yeah, you're right there. Whatever it is, he's lived a good life. Put it that way.
Dr. Tom, Doug Gilbert, Jimmy Valiant, numerous others downtown. Oh, I think they're talking about the Memphis. Somebody was talking about that Memphis. Randy Hales is running. A night to remember, Memphis Hall of Fame ceremony happened in Jackson, Tennessee, September 19th. You going, Rip?
No. No.
I think I saw the Nightmare Danny Davis was being inducted into the Hall of Fame. Now,
Well,
is he from Jackson?
I think he is. I think
Might
he
be
is
from Jackson, isn't he?
But yeah, to me, see, Memphis was nothing to me. Some people lived and died by it. Some people homesteaded there for years, and some people made a lot of money there. But to me, you get sick working Memphis on Monday, Louisville on Tuesday, Evansville on Wednesday, Nashville on Saturday. It's the same crowd no matter what it is. And if you're just making a whole lot of money, God, I don't know how Lawler did it all those years, going up and down to the roads of the same towns. While when they had the territory, you could go to other different places, and you're working with different crews. And if you're a boss, you're seeing all this other talent. You're seeing angles. You're seeing different camera angles. You're seeing different ways of doing TV and stuff like that. But no, with us, Memphis was always the enemy.
That's probably more.
Yeah, and that's more than
I'm gonna be that
anything.
asshole now. Wasn't that like most territories? I mean, when you do your Tales of the Territory, you sit here and say, Monday night we went to Mobile, Tuesday night we went here. So it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, but it's one thing for guys to homestead there. See, I wouldn't stay any place more than like 11 months because I got sick of it, and it wasn't about the money. I said, "Oh man, if I have to go to see the with the same guys, with the same fans and the same seats and stuff, yeah."
So you could kind of say that about anywhere. That's probably why you moved around a lot.
Right? No, I wanted to go to every territory to get a different perspective, to see all. I mean, I could steal an angle here. I could, this guy's great. Oh, I want to copy this, and I'll take it on and this is before cable TV. So you could say, well, this is a new thing. Well, everything's new if you hadn't seen it. So, but anyway.
And back then it was before the internet. So you could
Right.
literally take
Exactly.
something from another territory and move it. Nobody would have a clue that you just did the exact same thing.
Right. A lot of places they'd have a title switch, but they wouldn't put it in the magazine or nothing. Right. So it'd be I'd like beat you for the championship. And then the next month I beat you for the champion, but there wasn't a big thing of newsletters and stuff. So you could be doing the same shit and nobody really know about it. You could be in the champion 3 times, but they didn't make it as they didn't recognize it. And that's the way wrestling used to be. But now with the internet, if you fucking fart, they see it, smell it, and whatever.
Now answer this question: Would the real honky tonk man put LOL down?
I don't know, but
then he comes back and says,
"I know that's honky."
Is it?
I got to come every night. No, that's honky. Of course, he did spell "come" wrong. It's got to be the CUM, brother.
Man.
But then he could talk about when I signed his name for the pay slip, for the pay thing. No,
if he would appear on the show, I know Honky's gonna say no, but
Well, as handsome Jimmy, hey, I gotta eat.
Gotta eat.
Greatest thing, I got to come every night. I'll tell you what about Honky Tonk Man. As I said, he was the only guy that would pay you your trans ahead of time. Like he knew if we was in Pensacola and we was going to Birmingham as a $25 trip, first thing he would do, he would pay your $25. Everybody else is trying to run out of the fucking van and get away, and where I got to fucking run them down. Hey, you owe me for trans, you motherfucking asshole. But Honky would always pay you up front. Didn't get any better than that.
Yeah.
I got to come, baby.
The real Honky watching our show.
Don't get any better than that.
Uh-oh. Look. He says, yes, Rip got juice money from signing the pay sheet.
That's good, Rip. I like that.
Oh, shit. I didn't even notice. Sonny QQ said he also spelled his name wrong.
Oh, God.
No, I think he's exposed. It can't be the real Honky now. Man,
Oh, shit. I still got to come.
that's awesome. What else you got, Rip? We're out 15 in. I'm about spent.
Well, I got to pee.
All right.
I got a orange soda. Got a coffee.
Trying not to pass out. So
Yeah, you're trying not to pass out.
we're gonna this thing
I
up.
mean, this is the highlight when we had Barry Horowitz on the show. We got Honky Tonk sticking in. He's probably bored, nothing to do.
The fake honky tonk man.
The fake honky tonk. But when he said, "I got to come," you know that one nailed it down.
All right. Well, thanks for all the super chats today. Look at all those we got lined up. Al Robinson, Shane Parks, Bull Digging, Bobby Lopez, Django Fat, Bull Digging, Bobby Lopez.
Django Fat, baby. Don't get any better than that.
Really appreciate that. Appreciate everybody coming on today. Uh-oh, it's spelled Ferris with an A on Wikipedia, they say.
I thought it was Faris. I didn't know.
We'll never know. Maybe that's got two R's. If it's the real honky tonk, call Rip. You gotta go. See you. Bye. Thanks for joining.
It's you.